Um,
Your eyes up in the morning, beneath the stars so bright. Pull your hat down, make sure your cinch is tight. Horses kinda snuffy, cold chill up your spine. You'll get your ass moving, son, we're burning daylight.
Howdy there. I'm Matt McKinley, and we're burning daylight.
In the saddle till the job's done right.
Welcome to Burning Daylight, the only podcast for the working cowboy. All right. Well, daylight burners, it's been a minute. I apologize. I've had a little snafus here and there. I was up in Idaho for a week, or just shy of a week, I guess. And my computer decided to take a little shit on me, and so anyway, my MacBook is incapacitated at the moment, but I'm borrowing my wife's computer, trying to make this work. Eric, how does the sound come through on your end? Is it all right?
It's coming through good on.
All right, perfect. That's that's the main thing I was worried about. So anyway, I haven't had to go completely back to the Stone Age of podcasting yet, but anyway, we're back, and forgot about y'all. Eric is joined me today, and we're just gonna talk a little bit of football. Eric, you've been listening to the show kind of since the early days, right?
Yeah, I've been around since the beginning.
I thought so. Yeah, because you were in our fantasy football league the first year we did it. Yeah, fantasy football and football in general has just got weird over the last like 3-4 years, and I haven't liked it at all. But I'm making a conscious effort this year to I'm watching football. I don't give a shit what anybody else says. I don't care how many conservatives or libertarians are pissed off about the kneeling for the anthem. I don't give a shit about any of that. I just want to watch some goddamn football, and I would like to see some arguing about football going on instead of arguing about politics, because fuck politics. Politicians are talentless people, and there's a lot of talent in the NFL, and I'd way rather argue over that shit. So here we are. Football is just has, I guess I wouldn't say it started, but like training camp and shit has started. Preseason football games are rolling. So the real football is almost upon us. It's what do we got? A week and a half.
Yeah.
Before
a week.
Before college starts.
Yeah, we're pretty talent in college right now. People that are watching too.
Yeah.
With the talent coming out of and I think out of college, you do a lot of fail and getting into that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna kind of briefly go over the college stuff for now. I honestly haven't watched much college football in for a while, about 3 or 4 years, but like and for different reasons. The NFL got too political, but the NCAA, like it's the same 3 teams at the top every year, and then the conferences, like just the Big Ten and the SEC had just kind of absorbed everything, and I just don't know. Like, college football got real weird once the playoff system got implemented. You know?
I think they could have done a much better job.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I,
Down a little bit because you're all at Georgia and Ohio State. Who's going to be playing Alabama? Who's going to be playing Georgia? It takes the fun out of it. 3 out of the 4 teams.
Yeah, I agree. It's like when it was just the Patriots every fucking year in the NFL. That got boring. But now, and it, all it took was Tom Brady going to a different team, and still it just made football a little bit more exciting because, like, you knew that there was a good chance that the Patriots weren't going to win it again. So, like, that just made football funner for everybody except New England fans. It'll be interesting. Yeah, exactly. I wonder how, because I haven't done into the system with transfer portal. They're allowed to get paid. It makes you wonder how many of these like little mid-major teams, say somebody like a Utah, like, does the Mormon Church all of a sudden put a couple $1,000,000 behind the new quarterback or whatever, and now all of a sudden like Utah is up in the same conversation every year as Alabama because the Mormon Church can pay for a team? I get that'll be interesting. Or say a team like SMU, different faith but same type of deal, private school. And I guess Utah's a public school, but still, you got a lot of big Mormon donors, and then you take a like SMU with a bunch of big Christian donors, and SMU like that's how they were competitive and when they were paying their athletes. So you never know. Yeah. I don't know how it's going to turn out here in the next couple of years, but they've got to do something with the end of the year because like there's never anything like doubtful about who should have got into the NFL playoffs. It's just strictly based on record. So like there's no argument. Like you either are better than this team or you're not. But in college they don't really have that luxury. And now like really if you don't get the top 4 spots, like what's the fucking point? Even the other New Year's Eve bowl games, like who fucking cares? And now you've got all the like the big name athletes are like I could get hurt and fuck up my actual career. So no, I'm not gonna go risk my knee at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl or what the fuck ever.
No, exactly. I think when you have teams like Ole Miss and Texas A&M, Texas A&M, Ole Miss beat A&M. A&M, I think 11 like that, and Ole Miss 11-1.
Yeah,
I think really good records. Okay, well, these guys are in the conversation. SEC, they weren't even top 10. And
yeah,
you have teams like that. You really Nick Saban. And you've got who with these records that are on Cincinnati college football playoff last year, and but teams like that I think are starting to go. It's no longer going to be 4 teams from the SEC 10. Making it, you're going to have these teams smaller. I guess most of the college teams, really good teams. I think that's going to definitely.
Yeah, I think you're right. I do see for I don't know. I really think they've got to figure out the end of the season, because like just going down from 113 teams to 4, like it just like it's not a clean system, and there's not ever going to be a clean system, but it could be a hell of a lot cleaner than it is now. But I think for the foreseeable future, you're going to see your old stalwarts, Bama, Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson, Notre Dame, are going to be at the top. Michigan, Oklahoma, they're going to be kind of hanging in there. It'll be interesting to see what Oklahoma and Texas do in the SEC, but I think you're going to see another Cincinnati or another UDF, or I mean, they've always got one of those teams in there, but I think they're going to start popping up a little bit more frequently now that you can kind of buy a team. So,
Yeah.
all in all, it'd be interesting to see how that turns out.
Yeah, this is just gonna get. I winning record in the
Yeah.
But Texas.
I put Texas in the same category as Notre Dame more. Like they're just relics. It's like Texas, Nebraska, Notre Dame, and who's another one? Michigan, kind of. Like Michigan has. I mean, they were good. They were good last year, but like they're like the Elway of college football, like where they're just, they're resting on their name on shit that they did, 15 years ago. But they haven't done anything, and you still have those. I don't know, but like there's a lot of big money that goes through Texas and Michigan and shit like that. So I don't know. Who the fuck knows? Anyway, we'll kind of go down through the top. We got the top 25 pulled up here. So, we got the AP poll. It's number. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
You're up. You got AP Bama. I think.
I couldn't hear you there, but anyway, so we got Bama at 1, Ohio State at 2, Georgia at 3, Clemson at 4. So the typical top 4 that you'd see, about 4 years ago, that would have been LSU instead of Georgia. But it's essentially been that like those 4 for a while. Number 5 is Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a fucking joke. Like that. If it wasn't for the damn NBC TV rights, nobody would give 2 shits about Notre Dame. Like Rudy was a shitty movie. Rudy was a shitty player that just there's some say about persistence, but there was no fucking talent there, and he was offsides. So fuck Notre Dame. They don't play anybody. If they'd actually join an actual conference, I might take them seriously, but off. Same thing about BYU. BYU's at 25. Like they were in the Mountain West, but they were too good for the Mountain West, so now they're just like in limbo. And they're independent, but like to what end? You're not gaining yourself anything by not being in the conference. And then if you're on the fucking margins of being in for like a New Year's Day bowl or the national, or the playoffs or whatever, you don't have a conference championship to fall back on because you're not in a fucking conference. So fuck off. Notre Dame, BYU, both of them, fuck off.
Yeah, I just you can survive as a these level colleges and are independent, and they find, if they make a bowl, they make it. But these that continue to promote success, having actually anything, it's astounding. Like,
yeah.
One thing is you got teams like Utah, like you were talking about, are now ranked in the top 10, but right underneath A&M and Northern. I do wonder that BYU, who, and they, because they're both Utah. You gotta wonder how Utah is able to cross to BYU, and BYU isn't in that position instead of Utah.
Yeah, and and as everybody knows, like I'm kind of sympathetic towards the Mormons because I think they're a little bit of a misunderstood people. And BYU, I'm saying fuck off because they're without a conference. Like that makes no sense. Like I'm fine with being independent and not being told what to do and whatever, but like you're not helping yourself by being independent. Like you're just like, oh yeah, we're that weird Mormon school that but we don't get along with anybody. So like I don't get it. Like they could have went to the Big 12 back in the day, but they didn't. When Boise went over, they could have, BYU could have went over, but they didn't. And they left the Mountain West and they joined the Pac-12 when Utah went over there, but they didn't. Instead they went independent, and they've been good. But when it comes down to like the end of the season talks, they're not even in the discussion because like who do they fucking play? And then they don't have a conference championship, so it's like I don't know where you put them. They're obviously not in the conversation though. So but then Notre Dame just stays independent because of those TV rights, and then just fuck Notre Dame. They haven't been good since the 80s, since first started watching football when CU was good. That's the last time Notre Dame has been good. When the last time they were in the national championship, they got fucking boat raced. And I lost a 12-pack on that game. My brother-in-law, it was when Alabama Notre Dame, Manti Te'o was playing middle linebacker. But anyway, my brother-in-law was an Alabama fan, and he said, "I'll bet you that Alabama wins." I said, "Well, fuck yeah, they're gonna win. I ain't taking that bet." We haggled, or he kept after until he gave me 28 points on Alabama to win. And so I had Notre Dame and 28 points. And I thought there's no way they're going to get beat that bad in the national championship. And so I bet him. It took me a 28-point cushion before I finally made that bet. And they got beat 42-0. So fuck Notre Dame. And yeah, fuck them. Right in the b-hole. Anyway, rounding out the top 10, we got Notre Dame at 5, Texas A&M at 6, Utah at 7, Michigan at 8, Oklahoma at 9, and Baylor at 10. And he's back, folks. Soldier was service. Oh, there he's back. There we are. Anyway, Oklahoma at 9, Baylor at 10, Oregon at 11, Oklahoma State at 12. Oklahoma State probably would be my favorite to win the Big 12 this year. Not that makes a shit because they're not gonna They're not going to make the playoffs or anything. NC State at 13. USC at 14, Michigan State 15. I hear Miami might be good here in the next couple years. That'll be good for college football if Miami's good. Back when Miami was like the most hated team in the country, that was fun time for college football.
I think it would be
Were
good to have
you?
hated teams.
Yeah.
I was into football years old, but only around for that.
Well, I
Definitely
was
some of
pretty young
that
when I asked you that because I know you're quite a bit younger than me, and I know I was pretty young when when Miami was really in their heyday, like back in the late '80s. I was too young for any of that. But the '90s and like the early 2000s, like when Miami, was the U, like they were a force to be reckoned with. They might not win every year, but like they could come out of nowhere and wreck some people. So it sounds like they're trying to make a comeback to that. We'll see how that happens, or if that happens. But when Miami's good, like that's good for college ball. Like you always want to heel, you know, for somebody to hate. Like Brady really leaned into that heel role, and like he was so easy to hate. And Miami used to be kind of like that too.
I think that it's important to have, especially even if it's outside LA. Intercom rivalries. I think mine have. See in NC State where they're really good season last
year. Yeah, they did. Hey, just for a second, can you turn your camera off? I know we can't see you, but it's still transmitting. So if you kill your camera, that might help your. Oh, your camera is there. We go. There we go. See if that helps it out cutting out. But yeah, NC State had a good year last year. USC, that's another one. Like I hate USC, but it's good for college football when USC is good. Because otherwise, like, well, and then when US is the Big Ten, that's gonna make shit. It's just weird. College football's fucking weird lately.
Yeah. And it's definitely kind of stuff out with. I don't think they say they don't think that they're as good as top 15.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the Pac-12 is gonna be garbage. Maybe when USC starts playing in the Big Ten, maybe that'll kind of ramp up their competitiveness. But I don't know. Michigan State, they're always going to be tough. Like they're not going to win anything but wreck some shit. Miami, Pittsburgh, who knows? Wisconsin, as long as they got a good, just fucking workhorse for running back, they'll be all right. Arkansas could surprise some people. And I hear a lot of talk about Kentucky this year. I don't know much about them, but I hear a lot of people talking up Kentucky. So, like they make some moves, but I don't know. I don't know enough about college football, other than to say that it'll be Ohio State, Georgia, and I don't think Clemson will be there. I think Clemson's going to suck ass this year. I put probably Maybe throw a Baylor in there. What do you think for your top four?
I watched Baylor at the Sugar Bowl against Ole Miss in last year or this past season. They just weren't that good.
All right.
You know, they beat.
I don't know who. I'll go ahead.
They were good. They definitely in that game, but season they just weren't that good.
Well, I might rethink my pick, but I think it's pretty safe to say you can put Bama, Ohio State, Georgia, and then yeah, only reason I say Baylor is because I don't see. I don't know if they put two Big Ten, two SEC teams. I definitely don't put three SEC teams because you could say, you know, Bama, Ohio State, Georgia, and say like an A&M or maybe in Arkansas. I don't. You see anybody else out of the SEC besides the two, A&M and Arkansas?
Out there.
Yeah.
I think a little bit with quarterback because the their fearless took them all the way to is now in the NFL. Outside of him, I think really solid team, and I think honestly do some damage.
Yeah,
but I don't
know. I don't know enough about college football to I don't know. Like I say, I'll put Baylor in there just because I think Baylor will probably I take that. I'm gonna go to the ag colleges and I'll throw up a flyer. I'll say Okie State in at number 4 for the playoff. That's a dark horse, but I always liked Okie State, and I don't know enough about the rest of them. But I'd like to see the Big 12 in there before they're just like completely as a conference. So, yeah, that's gonna be my pick is Bama, Ohio State, Georgia, and Oklahoma State for the playoffs. It's probably not even close on the fourth team, but whatever. It's college, and what's your top 4?
I would say no, I don't know if I'd put Georgia, but that see, I think maybe Okie State. I do like the Pokes,
Okay,
but I just don't get over Oklahoma situation. And I think that are going to be, but playing is going to need to get them there.
yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it plays off. But yeah, we'll move on to the NFL and know slightly more than college about the NFL. Enough to talk a little bit more intelligently, but not enough to really for you to take any of my advice. But we're not here for advice. We're here for opinions. So, all right, we're coming off the Rams. Who was it? It was Rams and Bengals. Rams over the Bengals. Joey Burrow is going to be a star in the NFL as long as he can throw a football, which may not be longer. If they don't do something on their offensive line, I don't care how good the kid is, that he is going to get killed, and he's going to be no good.
I definitely think you're going to see the top few where we saw it at the end of last.
Yeah. I think. All right. We'll just go. We'll just start here at the top. We got AFC East. I think the Bills are the clear front runner there. That you don't have to be very smart to pick that one. So, but Josh Allen is should have been a Bronco. That dude's a stud. They've really beefed up the offense. Von Miller, and being a Brard, I would love to see Josh Allen and Von Miller win a Super Bowl. So, I was all in on the Bills until we signed Russell Wilson. So, but still, that'd be pretty cool. Von win another one. It'd be if he got MVPs as an edge rusher, that'd be fucking sick.
I agree.
Yeah, Von Miller's the man. I love that guy. It sounds like maybe the Dolphins might be pretty good this year. The Jets are going to be awful. And the Patriots will probably fuck somebody over this year, guaranteed.
I don't know about that. I think as a decent enough quarter fit in Belichick's system, see them being a lot. I think they might take, but I think that'll be it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if there's I think it's pretty clear cut case that Bills win the East. But I think the Patriots could give them a run for their money. I don't see the Dolphins doing much. I know they've kind of got some buzz around them, but they're the fucking Dolphins. Dolphins have got to win something before I'll take them seriously. So yeah, I think it's Bills pretty head and shoulders above everybody else, but New England with Mac Jones could give them a run.
I can see that.
I
can definitely see New England
yeah.
For wild cards.
Yeah, I think the Patriots could shit on a lot of Cheerios, potentially. You know, I don't think they're gonna make a Super Bowl run, but I could see them. I could see them winning the first round of the playoffs. I don't think they go much further than that, but like I said, I think they could wreck a lot of dreams this year.
Yeah, I think that's a feasible problem. I think it'd be a dark horse.
Yeah. AFC North. Man. So I don't know if you saw it today, but Deshaun Watson got 11 games.
Yeah, that was something I wanted to talk Browns on that. That he's good. I think that's a personal. I know there's a lot of people or other professional sportings than he has, and I think there comes to a point where they're accepting cases, Sim, or the people who came. You know, at that, yeah, at least
Yeah, I'm very much an innocent until proven guilty. But when you've got 76 cases or allegations against you, and you haven't tried to really fight a single one of them, you've just essentially settled them. Um, mm, I don't know. I don't know. It looks like there's a lot of smoke there, a lot of fire there, and the thing is, there's no criminal charges filed against him. So,
Yeah, I think the precedent. I was doing some research with a non-violent case in the NFL convention. So with his four of evidence, I think it came out to be pretty fair. Just 3 games per that Goodell. So kind of hard to tell, but I don't know. I don't know how many people have 66 people. They're not. Have a lot of people, line.
yeah, I'm kind of torn on this whole deal because, like I said, I'm very much a innocent until proven guilty guy, and but also I think there's pretty good at least circumstantial evidence that this guy was pretty shitty and actually might have raped some women, but that already went through the whole investigative process, and they didn't charge him. So I don't know. It's kind of funny that they gave him 11 games over this deal, and then they kicked Calvin Ridley out for an entire year when he bet on a game that he wasn't participating in.
I know shit happened. That business is he's getting back in December against his Ridley indefinite season.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
It's an odd double thing.
Yeah, it really is.
He's a back. So if they're arguing, he's talent, he's going to bring in, yes, that's kind of like this. Calvin Ridley is a phenomenal, and it doesn't. But again,
yeah, like Calvin Ridley has the chance to be like the number one player of the year. Like he's that, like he's Julio Jones, but like bigger, right?
Yeah. I think
a
player like that, the motions of the fans, and I think if this is the standard you're upholding, you need to appeal for. I think maybe a second look at that case.
Yeah, I think so. And if you if say Calvin Ridley was to sue the NFL for damages, like especially looking at the year that he's going into, where he's got Marcus Mariota throwing the ball to him, and then he's got that what stud tight end they got? Kyle Pitts, is that it? That's his name?
Kyle Pitt.
Yeah. And so that's it. That's all they've got. Like he has the chance to have a really good year if he was on the field this year. Being the number one target on a not so good team, being a freak athlete, like it has set him up to have just a fucking banner year. Like he could put up video game numbers this year, and they won't let him play because of, I don't even know how much he bet, but it doesn't fucking matter. He was not involved in the game.
Yeah, it was a situation where he's betting on the game.
Yeah, it's yeah. I really wish they just fucking play football. Like it's when they get down to the business of playing football, the NFL is the best there is at it. When they actually just play football, but man, all the bullshit in between is getting infuriating. You know, just whether it's the rule changes or what the ever, and then now the politics, just like just go out and be football players like we all grew up watching. Like we liked that part. Like let's just keep doing that.
Doesn't seem to the value of anything. Everything keeps getting to its little minute pieces. It's much more sense to just move past this. Some very good agents, like Antonio Brown. Go back farther. What was that? The wide receiver for the case like that. Absolutely. When it comes to the small things, don't play for the next game.
So all right, we kind of got off track there a little ways, but all right, AFC North. Yeah, that's where we started because the Deshaun Watson deal is a shit show. So he won't be back on the field till week 13. He's got 11 game suspension, and they've got their bye week in there. So week 13, and he'll be back on the field in Houston. So the NFL dumb. They're playing up the hype. You know, he's going back to his former team, first game back after he got sued for getting jacked off, and now he's got to face the Houston faithful. Oh, fuck off, NFL. Yeah, so but the Browns shit this year. Yeah,
it's going to be
100%.
Are going to be that wild card versus the North. I think honestly, Bengals for it. But the Ravens, on the Ravens, they break up so evenly with taking about 50 rushes from the running back. They can Hatfield when he does that, he's going to hold them back to learn to maybe take runs and turn those into. But I'll see Joe Burrow out of where they've made the Super Bowl. I don't think they've seen North, but I think they're going to make them.
Yeah, I don't think a wild card comes out of the AFC North. I think they're gonna. I think it'll be a tough division, but I think they're gonna beat up on each other pretty bad. The Browns are a terrible organization. Got a really good team. So I think they can make things competitive until Deshaun Watson gets back. Once he's on the field, who knows if he's the Deshaun Watson that he was before he got called out for getting his dick tugged, then the Browns could be really fucking good. But it's hard to say what they're gonna do.
From so they might have 13.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Baltimore. I won't be surprised if they win the division. I also won't be surprised if they win 5 games this year. You know, like they're one of those teams where I don't know where they're at, and it won't surprise me either way. They could be garbage, or they could be like really fucking good.
The inconsistent has really become their thing because their defense is not, and I think one defensive edge, I think the offensive prowess too.
Yeah. No, I think that's right. Man, they could be a really exciting team. But if Baltimore don't have a defense, they ain't worth the shit. That's what they're known for. They got to have a good defense, or they don't do shit. Cincinnati, usually, and when you lose the Super Bowl, the next year's not so good for you. But Joey Burrow, he's a pretty cool character, so who knows? That team could be really good too.
I think they retained a lot of their. I don't know about their defense. Chase.
Yeah, I'm
keeping their offensive.
Yeah, I think they could be good. I would put them as a slight favorite to win the division, but I mean that NFC North or AFC North, that's just such a hard-nosed division. You never know. Like I think Cincinnati wins that division, but I won't be surprised if they end up in last place and Cleveland wins the division. You know, it's one of those. And AFC North is that type of division. AFC South, real top heavy, I would say. You got the Colts and the Titans that could do something, and the Texans ain't gonna do shit. Jacksonville, what's your thoughts on Jacksonville? I think he's in a bad cell reception area. So anyway, my thoughts are Houston Texans are garbage. I'm not going to win anything. Indianapolis Colts, they traded away Carson Wentz because he sucks. And they got Matt Ryan, who probably also sucks, but has won a few things. Never Super Bowl. You there, buddy? Not yet. And so that leaves us with all right. So Texans garbage. Colts, they could be good with Matt Ryan. Tennessee Titans are be good. They've got Derrick Henry, who's essentially like a taller, more athletic Jerome Bettis in the backfield, who gets the ball 7,000 times a game, stronger as the game goes on. So that's a good weapon to have in your arsenal if you're the Tennessee Titans. Unfortunately, I don't know that they have much else. I'll wait till Eric's back within talking range, but well, look, Tennessee Titans, who I think it's still Tannehill is their quarterback. I'm in low right now, but I'm gonna have a fast computer here pretty quick, and it's gonna be awesome. Eric, you there, buddy?
Hear me?
I hear him. I hear you.
All right, there we go.
No. Yeah, so we were talking about the AFC South. Who do you know offhand who the QB is for the Titans? Is it still Tannehill?
I think Hill. Yeah. Yeah, I think
so too.
good thing going. I do see with Derrick Henry. Henry showed at the end of last. He doesn't really have a second option that they can reliably. He might get hurt. He did last season. I think he numbers last year.
Yeah.
To see that
happening
for sure. So,
yeah, the older Derrick Henry gets, the more or the longer he's going to be hurt, or the more he's going to be hurt. Like because he's a fucking tank, no doubt about it. That dude is a fucking specimen. But he has taken a lot of hits, and they're going to add up. And I know he's a big, strong dude, but eventually that shit catches up to you. And yeah, they could not use Julio Jones like they needed to because Ryan Tannehill didn't heave it downfield far enough for Julio Jones to be a threat. And yeah, they haven't really addressed that issue at all.
No, and I think the Titans would prefer trading for Jimmy, but I'm not sure who they would prefer to trade that would make their while. You offer Derrick Henry, you offer for Julio Jones, and you're trading for where other strong options.
Maybe, but you could say just trade Tannehill for Jimmy G, and I don't know. I think you could just throw in, somebody some position where you're deep. So say like a D lineman or something where they don't they have a whole bunch of like good linemen that just rotate in and out.
Yeah, the defensive line. I don't know. If I was, I would not change this on Reed having Derrick Henry and building Tannehill's because I think that now I don't think it's kind of on the agent, they risks than they would if they just kept wrong.
No, I think you may be right. Like they got something good there, and the type of that what's his name, or like just the type of team that he likes to have. They don't need a flashy quarterback. They need they need hard-nosed, run game, and line play either on O line and D line. They want to beat you up and then just slowly beat you up and so I don't know that's Ryan Tannehill's a good quarterback for that type of offense.
I think they're good in that. So now we're looking at that it's probably going to be the Colts in the top spot, but I don't think pushing for we're going to get a wild card. See a wild card. I honestly am out of the West. I think the Chiefs and the Chargers are going to be the top 3 teams in the outside of the Bills.
Yeah, I don't think I think FC North is going to send one team to the playoffs. I think the AFC South is going to send one team. The AFC East could possibly send 2, but I think you're right. I think more than likely the AFC West will send 3, with the Broncos, Chiefs, and I'm going to be an optimist and say the Broncos win the division this year. With our new QB, who I hate as a person, but he's a good fucking quarterback.
Why don't you delve into that a little bit with Russell Wilson?
I think he's just so cheesy, so. And he's not even funny about it. Like Peyton Manning was also cheesy, but he made fun of himself for being cheesy, and that made him endearing. Like, I just don't find much endearing about Russell Wilson. He's just kind of cringy every time I hear him talk. I'm just like, that guy's an idiot. But he's a good football player, so
Him on the Broncos over the Rockies. I think the Rockies are a lost ever been.
Oh, the Rockies need to be sold to somebody who actually wants to have a good baseball team. Monforts are terrible. No, I think they would be really, really, really tough this year, if especially if everybody's healthy. Like the Chargers are not going to win anything, but they'll spoil somebody. Guarantee you that. Same conversation we had before. Like, San Diego ain't going to win shit, but might win an important game that they weren't supposed to, and that'll fuck somebody else over.
Yeah, I honestly see the Raiders, AFC West right now is the conference are the toughest in
hands down toughest conference. Derek Carr played pretty good last year, right?
Yeah. I mean, outside of the Broncos, the Raiders, Chargers, and competitive with each other.
Yeah, the AFC West is tough. Like, there's not a bad team in the AFC West. Like, I don't see any of those teams finishing below 500.
And I think it's going to you're in 7 Chargers at 6 and Holco's in the. I think the Broncos are probably going to 11-12. I don't know if they're going to beat the Chiefs or number 1 spot. I don't know if Russell Wilson specifically into the offense he will.
Yeah, I
already have for him.
Yeah, I think your best bet, especially, and it's just true every year. Pick the Broncos at home. Pick the Chiefs in Arrowhead. When it comes to the Broncos Chiefs, it's a solid guess, and that's usually kind of how it plays out. We beat them at home. We lose in Arrowhead because Arrowhead's really fucking tough place to play. All right, so 2022 schedule for the Broncos is at the Seahawks. Oh, so first game back is Russell Wilson at the Seahawks. All right. Well, they wanted some drama there, and that's ESPN. So that's Monday Night Football, huh?
Oh yeah, that's just
on ESPN
night.
You know what? We should do a watch along for that. We'll with the Peyton Manning brother, or the Manning brothers broadcast on, and we'll do that for on the Patreon crew. We'll do a watch along and commentary. Broncos at the Seahawks for opening week. So, all right. So we got Seahawk at the Seahawks, home with 49ers at the Raiders, home against the Colts at the Chargers, home against the Jets, at the Jaguars, at the Titans, home against Raiders, at the Panthers. So we're doing NFC South. At the Ravens, that's gonna be a tough one. Home against the Chiefs on December 11th. Home against the Cardinals. At the Rams. At the Chiefs on New Year's Day. That'll be fun. And then the 8th, home against the Chargers. So, that'll be a fun one. 10 a.m. New Year's. So that'd be your Eastern time. So that's 1 o'clock kickoff Eastern time on New Year's Day. That's pretty good. Broncos Chiefs. That's gonna be a fucking game. We might do a watch along for that one too.
Little 2-step against the Chiefs. They're in Denver in December, and then it's Kansas City, and it's gonna be some cool game.
Fuck yeah, that New Year's Day in Kansas City. That's gonna be, especially if they have a wet winter, like it is gonna be a cold motherfucker there in Kansas City. The humidity in the air, that's gonna be cold. Son of a bitch. That'll be a fun game. Broncos probably lose that one. Not gonna lie. That's set up for the Chiefs to win that one. But also, yeah, when they come to Denver in December, that'll is it? Yeah, December 11th. Yeah. So yeah, I think they'll be pretty hard pressed to beat the Broncos at Mile High in December. I think we split that series again. Chargers, I don't know. I would lean on sweeping the Chargers, and I say split with the Raiders, lose in Vegas, and win at Mile High.
We sweep the Chargers in the division at 4. And Raiders, as they always the Chiefs in record, I split it with the Chiefs. And honestly, just Chargers, I think they might with the Chiefs like they did last year. I think they might hopefully be. I'd say going up against the Chargers.
I think the Chargers are a better team than the Raiders by far. But I think the Chargers as a franchise are just terrible. And I've seen it many a time growing up when it was Breeze and then Phillip Rivers and Junior Seau. They had some really fucking good players and some really fucking good teams in San Diego or Chargers. You know, I guess there was a time when they were in LA before they went back, before they went to San Diego and then came back to LA. What the fuck ever. They're kind of a losing franchise, and until they prove otherwise, that's what I'm gonna view them as. The Raiders have won a couple Super Bowls, so I don't know. I think my heart says that the Broncos win the division, but my gut tells me the Broncos are going to be one wild card.
Yeah, that being the case.
Yeah, I think
Wilson can set the offense that's already there to do a lot better, and they might be able to take that from the Chiefs. That's a big if, and to maintain,
Yeah, I wish there was a better head coach. I'm just steering the
QB.
Yeah, dude, how good would Gary Kubiak be right now? Russell Wilson running those play action bootlegs. Fuck yeah, dude. I'll take that all day long. Like that'll make me a Russell Wilson fan. Yeah. That's what Russell Wilson's born to do.
I'm curious to see their against Pete Carroll because week 1 is going to be a rest of the season. They play Russell Wilson.
We also got to consider that that Walmart just brought the Broncos too. So they're gonna do whatever is gonna make them the most money that year. So it's gonna be a high-powered offense, and then they're probably gonna just make do on the side. But Walmart is appealing to the masses.
I do think that I think new ownership's going to benefit, and I think also Von Miller. I think defensive identity, but if we can come back, grow from that, I think we'd be a very good spot this season.
I agree with you there. Von Miller was the defensive identity for the Broncos for 10 years almost, and you know what I bet money against the Rams, but I didn't mind that I lost it because I really fucking liked Von Miller, and that dude deserved another Super Bowl. So I'm rooting for him again in Buffalo. But that guy was the Broncos defense. That guy was the Broncos. Post Peyton Manning era. But even during Peyton Manning, he was still the defensive guy. That was his defense.
Speaking of defense, Peyton Manning keep to leave and his brother. Another shit actually killed somebody.
I didn't catch any of that.
It keeps leaving. His brother but they
Oh,
got
yeah. That was wild.
over a youth over Pop Warner football.
Hey, Friday Night Lights, baby.
And
Clear hearts, or what is
I
it?
just
Clear eyes, full hearts, empty clip, can't lose. Something like that.
I guess.
Yeah. Did you hear what their altercation was about before Aqib Talib's brother shot him dead?
Yeah, there was a label against Aqib Talib that they were arguing the ref about. And, other teams caught just trying to pick up like a football and getting kicked around. He was like just trying to play. And from what keeps leave just him and then
Huh. Crazy. Really crazy shit. Fucking
please.
I really wish Sports Center was doing a whole expose on this, because that's what Sports Center used to be about, was like covering the drama of sports. Like they should be covering the Brittany Griner deal, which that tall bitch, she's gonna be she's gonna be sad for a minute over there in Russia. But I know I told you to remind me, but I remembered it. We're on brand. But I think I've got a solution to this whole national anthem dilemma that we as a country face nowadays. But I think I've solved it.
All right, let's hear the solution.
Okay, so the big thing is, like, the conservative side of people don't like it when the or the liberal or whatever you want to call it, social justice types, take a knee during the national anthem. And being the good libertarian that I am, usually you'd think I'm gonna side with the conservative type of people, but in their defense, like, the left wingers are not telling everybody else. They're just taking a knee in their own protest. And as far as I remember, that's covered by the First Amendment. So, like, I'm kind of somewhat on their side. However, I also see where the other side is coming from, because the national anthem represents military service and patriotism, and we all know somebody who has served or is currently serving or died overseas fighting for this country. By the way, Eric, thank you for your service. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
But you get really somebody takes a knee. Oh, I think the most clear-cut, honest way to go about this is, like, do you believe in the national anthem? You think it's a good thing? Check yes. Then you stand at attention, right hand over your heart, and you have to stand that way the entire national anthem. If you don't agree that it's a good thing or whatever, if you think it's a whatever, it sends a different message than what everybody else thinks, then okay, check this box and say, I do not agree with the national anthem. And then you are beholden to still have your hand over your heart, right hand over your heart, but you're on a knee. All right. So then the anthem starts playing. The standers and the kneelers, you get your free hand to smack the fuck out of each other all the way through the national anthem. And as soon as they go from the land of the free, you better get your fucking knocks in. Better get your licks in right now. And the home of the brave. And then as soon as they cut off the brave note, shut the fuck up. You're not allowed to bring up the whole national anthem thing again. But in that 3 minutes or so, depending on who's singing it. So if you really got an axe to grind, you want a black singer because you know they're going to take an R&B blues type take on the whole deal, and they're going to really stretch out some notes. So you've got plenty of time to just like keep your pimp hand happy. So I think that also solves racism too. So what do you think? You know, and I would watch that. I would watch that too. Like I would pay to watch that. And then you know what? Strategy comes into play because if you're left wing and you're just like, I really hate what this country stands for. It's not I hate the country, but I hate what it stands for or what we've done in the past. So you got to take a knee. You got to take a knee. But guess what? Your free hand is right at nut level. So that evens the playing field real quick. So, like, you better have a good grievance against the national anthem, somebody kneeling for the national anthem if you're going to step into this fight, because otherwise your nuts are at eye level and they're, like, easier to drop you with a nut shot than it is for somebody standing to drop a dude on his knees with a backhand, you know? Strategery.
Your buddy pisses you off and I don't believe in the national anthem.
Yeah.
Next to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. And then you take a knee, and then right as they hit the note, just kabap right in the nuts, and you crumple that motherfucker. You can watch him crumple in slow motion. Eye heaving when he hits his knees. He's yeah. So you've gotta play this game very, very carefully, or stand and for the national anthem like a regular American and not have one strong opinion one way or the other about it. Otherwise, you could get throat chopped, you could get nut tapped. It is fair game under my rules, and I think they're good rules.
Agree. I think you can definitely change at least, I think, perception. I mean, I have to. I think it would make it. You know, it'd take a lot of the almost. More folks down there. Beat the crap out of your don't think it's whatever they believe in.
Hey, I'm sending you my phone number. Try calling me on it, because you're cutting out pretty bad, and maybe a phone call will work better. But yeah, I funny how when you actually have to work next to people, like prejudice and bias, they either go out the window or they get a lot stronger, just depending on your situation. But more often than not, I find out that people are just, and regardless of the skin color. But yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know where we're headed with that, but it's I'm really excited for football. I think it's the first time I've been excited about the Broncos in well, since Peyton Manning retired, I guess. Um, man, it's funny how important a quarterback is, because Denver Broncos football, one of the most winning franchises in history, have had 3 good quarterbacks. Well, no. We'll see what Russell Wilson does.
5.
We'll see what Russell Wilson. We've had Elway and we've had Manning, and then we've had some people in between. I want to put. I really want to put Jake Plummer as a good quarterback, but his winning record. I mean, I would say he was a good quarterback, but
he was a good quarterback, great quarterback.
Yeah,
but he was good.
Yeah, I think so. I think he, and I like Jake Plummer. Jay Cutler, everybody kind of hated. Jay Cutler was an elite quarterback when he wanted to be.
You don't see that very often. You don't
Yeah.
To be his passion for the game.
Yeah, him and Aaron Rodgers are so much alike, but honestly, I think like pound for pound, like talent wise, I think Jay Cutler might be better.
I think Aaron Rodgers, the only reason Aaron's a better quarterback is quarterback.
Yeah,
I agree with you. When turning it on, Jay Cutler turned it.
Yeah, he had such a big arm, and also he had so little give a fucks. Like when he was on, he was on. Like that. I honestly, I think he, like, just purely talented, I think he's better than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers could turn it on when he needed to, but he also kept a really high pace. Jay Cutler could turn it on, but he couldn't keep a really high pace.
Yeah, he would lose in.
Yeah, he needed cigarettes.
Tebow.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. I remember being about finally we're going to get rid of this. When I was 10 years old, I thought Jay Cutler was lazy after quarterback. But on it now, is Tim Tebow purely work ethic.
Yeah. I wanted to see one more year of Tebow. I wanted to see one more year. Because I mean, just for argument's sake, and I know that they signed Peyton Manning, which, like, when you get a chance to sign Peyton Manning, you fucking sign the motherfucker. I don't care if you gotta go into debt for it as an NFL team. Like, that guy's gonna win you some shit. So I get why they did it, but I wanted to see one more year of Tebow as like the sole starter. Like, we're not pulling you. Like, this game is on your back all the way to the end. And I wanted to see where that was going to go, because that could have been fun. It also might have increased the rate of heart attacks in the the Denver Bronco viewing region.
That definitely might.
Oh,
I would have, like Tim Tebow leave a little or come back again. You 10 years that I've been on came around, we didn't really have that. At least in my memory, I'm excited about Broncos until Tim Tebow came around.
Man, it's like there was definitely some fucking energy behind Tebow. But Peyton Manning had that same type of energy, I think.
I think
yeah, I mean, but he was also just undeniable. Like you couldn't deny that dude was one of the best football players to ever play the game. Yeah, Tebow, it was not that clear. He could have been, maybe. You're like, oh, when he's on, you're like, oh shit, this guy is good. But also there came a lot of bullshit with Tebow that most of the public that loved Tebow didn't see. And like he had his whole operation, and it was a circus, and people didn't like that either, I guess.
Yeah, when you're trying to run a football team, your quarterback with him, I think that you want to do NFC or
yeah.
All right, my pick to win the NFC is more of a hope, I think. But the NFC East, we got Eagles and the Commanders. The only two good teams there.
Yeah, I don't see much going on in the NFC. Like you got the Bucks. Is there anybody really that's not gonna give people problems in the NFC? The Packers, the Bucks.
I think
the Rams. The Rams. Sorry.
The Rams will be good.
Yeah.
The Panthers can keep healthy. Because at quarterback, they've got Baker Mayfield and Matt Corral. People are thinking, Matt, he just came from Ole Miss after leading them very similarly to Baker, leading them to the street. A lot of talent that I think will out for the backup job in Carolina.
Yeah, I put a bet in on. Yeah, I put a bet in on Baker Mayfield and comeback player of the year. Let's see. Baker Mayfield plus 20. But he was at plus 2,800. So $5 bet won me 140 if Baker Mayfield plays his ass off. So I'm rooting for the little bastard. $5 on the line. God damn it.
Yeah, but coming from the
NFC. All right, so NFC East, we got the Giants, not going to do shit. The Commanders, not going to do shit. Philadelphia should probably win that division, I would think. The Cowboys are going to do what Cowboys do. The Cowboys do.
5-0 and then season.
Yeah. And you're going to see we them boys everywhere until you don't when they start losing.
Yeah.
So, I think Philly wins that with the Redskins. Fuck that Commanders bullshit. I'm gonna say if the Redskins get hot, they might take the division. It's pretty wide open for the Eagles.
I think the Eagles to lose.
Yeah, I think so. The same way with the NFC North. If the Packers don't win that, then Aaron Rodgers is not the guy we thought he was. After all the bullshit he's been through in a couple of years, and if he doesn't win the NFC North this year, I got no faith in him. So the Bears, Justin Fields might turn out to be fucking awesome. It sounds like. Detroit, the place where quarterbacks go to die, since the beginning of places where quarterbacks go to die. So
yeah.
Sorry about your bad luck, Jared Goff. That's where Jared went to, right? Detroit.
Traded they traded.
Yeah.
Rams got a
Yeah. Okay.
Lions. I don't good quarterback. I think.
Yeah.
I think they're
And then
captain, but Goff.
I don't know. Goff just seems too much like a robot for my liking. So that means Kirk Cousins still at the Vikings then, huh?
I think at the Vikings, but I want to say.
How funny would it be if they sent him back to Washington as a commander?
Oh,
And he has to beat out RG3 for the starting spot. How funny would that be?
3 still playing.
He was a backup for Baltimore last year, I think. You know, our boy Mike Shanahan really fucked RG3 when he in his rookie year. Remember, because he balled out and then he got hurt, and then Shanahan kept him in, and it fucked his knee really bad.
Yeah. He led the way for Lamar Jackson to come through. But
Yeah.
Hey, when you're quarterback, make sure if he's not built like that, maybe make sure he's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing with Lamar Jackson. Like that's a big son of a bitch. Like RG3 was tall, but he wasn't that big. You know, he was pretty, slender, I guess would be a good put him. Like he was long and lean, but he wasn't a big dude. Lamar Jackson's like a big motherfucker.
All
like
right.
Cam Newton was the same way, like big motherfucker.
I think it was bigger than his big. What's his face? Lamar Jackson. Too.
Oh, I think so.
I think
by a long
Newton's
shot. Cam Newton was like a tight end that ran like a fast quarterback.
It was impressive.
Yeah.
When he was
speaking
really
of, oh, go ahead.
Well, when he was top of the league.
Oh,
he
yeah.
was up there with Rodgers and Tom.
Yeah, well, it's the same way with fucking Vince Young too. Remember the playoff win when like he sprinted faster than an Olympian for 40 yards to win in overtime? Fucking Vince Young, when he was on, that might have been the greatest athlete on fucking earth. That was a giant man running really fast.
Yeah, if I'd have 6 inches tall, 120 pounds heavier.
Yeah, like he was a giant man, and when Texas beat USC in that national championship year, Vince Young actually won that game on his own. Like, man, that was one of the best college football games ever. But yeah, Vince Young fizzled out like a motherfucker. But when he was in his prime, son of a bitch. Good luck catching that guy.
Yeah. Another quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine Michael Vick in today's NFL where they couldn't hit him? Holy shit, that guy would have been. He would have had so many touchdowns. So many touchdowns. He'd let him get right up there to it and then just spin out of it and boop on for 70 just because he could. Crazy shit. All right. So, Packers are going to win the North, right? Any thoughts on the Vikings? I got no thoughts on them.
They're there's the Bears for second place, and if opposite,
I'd put money on Chicago for runner up on the AFC or the NFC North. There's nobody gonna match the Packers. Like they're set for a little bit. The Vikings, when Kirk Cousins is on, he's really good. Justin Fields, from what I understand, can be really good too. So, I'm gonna go just off experience and say the Minnesota Vikings at 2, just because Kirk Cousins has played in some big games. I guess Jared Goff played Super Bowl, but he didn't put on a good show. And Justin Fields, did he win a national championship or no?
He was at Ohio State, was competing.
All right, so he won a championship at some point, probably then.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think, and then he came close with.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody's gonna give the Packers a real serious run for their money in the NFC North. So NFC South, Falcons. Unless all these young players they got now just ball the fuck out and we didn't see it, the Falcons are going to be terrible. Panthers, tell me what you think about Baker Mayfield.
I like Baker Mayfield. I think I don't think he as talented like Lamar Jackson or Josh, but I think he's able to. I think he's as a quarterback. Josh Allen was.
So I'm gonna put it out there plainly. I'm gonna put it out there plainly and in the most non-offensive way. They are mobile white boys playing quarterback, and we like that because outside of the two, they don't exist. Like mobile white boys don't play quarterback. Mobile white boys play linebacker or safety or something like that. Mobile white boys don't play quarterback, and Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield are both mobile white dudes playing quarterback, and that's a win for the white boys because we don't get many of them when it comes to professional sports. Let's face it, you black fellas take most of those roles. You don't have to answer, soldier. Don't worry. That was a joke, Mister Government Man.
When you got Paul who really showed off that possible for us to be able to be mobile, but he's mobile. But he doesn't have to be. That's a big difference between him two. He doesn't really have to be mobile to be.
He's also the only bad thing about him, and it's been, well, I guess maybe not bad thing, but like the main fundamental drawback to Baker Mayfield is he's my height, and I'm 5'9", 5'10" on a good day, and most NFL quarterbacks are 6'5".
Yeah, Josh Allen. 6'6".
Yeah. But I think it'll be interesting to see what Baker does in Carolina. I mean, like I said, I bet on him because I was like, there's a chance that he's gonna have a bang up year. He's probably not gonna do shit in the playoffs, but there's a good chance that he has a solid year just as a quarterback and racks up some pretty good numbers. So like, meh. $5 chance at 140. I'll take that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid bet. Atlanta sucks. They might be good if they figure out the quarterback shit. Tampa is going to win the division. What do you think about this Taysom Hill fella down in New Orleans?
Orleans is going to have a year number one. Taysom Hill is good, but he can't same level as the Buccaneers or the Panthers. I think the same thing in NFC South, and I think they're going to chose not to. You got Jameis Winston at quarterback this year. To tight end now that Jameis Winston an off quarterback for me. Very good backup. I don't take to start. What do you think?
Well, I just wonder what the difference is between Taysom Hill and Tim Tebow, except for the fact that Taysom Hill does everything. Tim Tebow could have done everything, but he didn't. Like, he would just insist on being a quarterback. Where Taysom Hill is fine to get paid as a receiver or a quarterback or whatever. As long as he's getting paid, then he just does whatever. I don't know. Maybe it just speaks something for being a Mormon. I don't know. Jameis Winston. What do you think about that guy? Like, that's a guy that, like, he could be really fucking good, but I don't trust him at all.
I don't think that he has what it takes to be a starter simply based off of character. He's got the. I don't think I can trust him, and armchair, but he necessarily deserves. But
he's a black Joe Flacco, from what I've gathered. Like, Joe Flacco didn't get in any trouble. Jameis obviously did, but was when you look at what you could put a white face on him and see just like a rich white frat dude committing the same crime. So it's not like he was doing hood shit. He was stealing crab legs and shit like that. You know,
Something like
so it was pretty fucking bougie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stealing the crab is necessarily what I'm referring to as like his character to be Drew Brees was. He's gonna see it and he think he's gonna rely on him and he's in a position to be much more on the team than he will be. But I mean, I think it all comes when he was playing good in Tampa. Teammates and his coaches spoke playing poor on him and saying that he wasn't doing everything that he was the start. And so I think he's he's playing really well and being a really solid leader and great and you know not leading his team back in.
Yeah, I agree. And isn't it funny how like there's been a bunch of those college quarterbacks where like you think watch them lead a comeback and strong leadership, putting the team on your back and winning the big game. And then they just get in the NFL and they just like, oh, everybody has all Alabama linemen. Oh, fuck. These guys are so fast. And then they just fall apart, you know? Oh, he's not. Oh, Eric left. But anyway, it's funny just thinking about some of those college where like game. I guess more it's like going to college where like they've never lost a game in their entire career. Everybody's doted on them, and then your first day of college practice and they just get fucking owned. Just get some dude's nuts dragged across their face all day long, and you can't do anything but take it because you're the guy you're supposed to win those ones, but you don't, and it's all it is. But anyway, we left off on NFC South. Atlanta's not going to do shit. Carolina, dark horse in it. Tampa's probably going to run away with it. New Orleans, I don't know what the fuck they are. We'll see. Jameis could be really good. Taysom Hill, maybe. And so then we'll move over to the NFC West. We got the Niners, the Cardinals, Rams, and the Seahawks. And according to this, we got the Niners winning it with the Cardinals, then followed by the Rams and the Seahawks. Niners probably not going to be very good. Looking to trade Jimmy Garoppolo, even though he was in the Super Bowl just a little bit ago. But the Niners don't really want his category or his contract, and they're trying to put him on something that will land him in maybe possibly Indy, but maybe not. And yeah, anyway, so Niners suck. Arizona, they got a bitty quarterback, so maybe be all right. Who knows? The Rams are stacked. They lost a couple people, but they gained a couple other big name people. Von Miller left, but yeah, there was plenty of people to take his place. Seahawks apparently suck total donkey balls, and they will be last. So anyway, that is the football preview. I'm not real for sure where Aaron went. Eric. Aaron was doing gay shit. Probably got the monkeypox. Doesn't even know it yet. But Eric, appreciate you, man. And anyhow, we got a 16-man fantasy football league that Eric put together. He's the commissioner, but it's Burning Daylight Fantasy Football League. 16-man, $20 to enter, and either shoot me a message or shoot Eric a message. He's at Eric Winkler 19 on Instagram, and we'll get it going. So yeah, that'll be fun. And outside of that, sorry for the delay, but like I said, the computer will be remedied as ASAP, and we're coming back with something real cool, hopefully. Like my face, high definition face that nobody asked for, but you're gonna get it anyways. And yeah, anyway, move your ass. We're burning daylight.
Your eyes up in the morning, beneath the stars so bright. Pull your hat down, make sure your cinch is tight. Horse is kinda snuffy, cold chill up your spine. We'll get your ass moving, son, we're burning daylight. Burning daylight. Burning daylight. In the saddle till the job's done right. Just together, and you won't catch 'em all. But when you ride through the gate, make sure you sit up tall. I can see the horizon, it's looking pretty bright. Well, get your ass moving, son, we're burning daylight. Burning daylight. Burning daylight. In the saddle till the job's done right. Burning daylight. Burning